mid-morning here. I actually exercised just for the plot because I haven't done any workout in 2 months. Somehow there was a random 2-week stretch in April where I was motivated to work out, but not recently. I still walk all the time, but I don't work out. So that was me struggling to pick up a 8-pound dumbbell. That's literally how weak I am. But anyway, today got some things going on. Got some makeup here. I have some minor updates just about how work has been going, of course. Okay, I guess. Not horrible, but not a super fun, awesome time. So I'll fill you in on that, but I'm trying to flesh things out here and not just yap about work for 20 to 30 minutes. So my plan is go out, hit the streets, go somewhere, more interest just for the plot, and I'll let you know how things are progressing. Maybe I shouldn't have shown any of this, just minor catfishing going on here. Still up in the air sort of about what to do with my hair. I still have the loose plan of going red to blonde for no apparent reason. It's not my first time doing that. If I do a standalone video about hair transformation, which I guess I could do, I would include photos from the last time I tried it, but I feel like that video might get more traffic than I really want. And this time around, I'm trying to be as mature as possible with it, and I don't really want to cut all my hair off. That's why it's still here, and there's just a big weird blonde patch on my head. I don't know, still haven't done anything. I just have feet of clay for that situation right now. Downtown now, the coffee shop. My friend was doing some work in the area, so he dropped me off, which is like the perfect scenario for me, so I can be in a small city setting and not have to be the one driving. I wasn't actually gonna give my full yap sitting on the street because this is hard enough. Anyway, so work. I wanted to, as positive sounding as I could make it, it's going okay. It's not like horrible, like I'm gonna quit any second, but one night, it's just been very busy. One night it was so bad, I said to my coworker, why am I working in a restaurant? I'm never gonna work in a restaurant again, because I really feel like it's like working in a burning building, and you're in the building and it's on fire and you're on fire, and you just think to yourself, why am I here? Why am I staying, and why aren't I leaving? Why do I keep coming back? Or another illustration is, I'll go into it, but this past week I had accepted some more hours, and so my one coworker was asking me like, oh, are you regretting this now? Are you not gonna do it? And I said, I'm like, I already made my own coffin. I have to lay in it now. I think the phrase I was searching for was dig your own grave. Sorry if this is a little shaky. I do have my tiny tripod, but I don't think I'm gonna use it, or I don't have a place to set it really and still be at a decent level. Anyway, we passed the July 4th holiday, and that was very challenging. I didn't even receive the brunt of it myself because I only work 2 shifts during the week, and then Saturday brunch, which I'm told is not as busy as Sunday brunch. But it was just so unexpectedly busy during the week, Now we're supposed to have 3 people on the line instead of just 2 every day except for Wednesday, which I work Wednesday, which has been busier than Tuesday in my opinion, but it's fine. When I accepted this job, I don't think it fully clocked to me that it would be busier no matter what than what I'm used to, because the last restaurant I worked at had, I don't know, maybe a dozen tables, but this one can seat a little over 100 at a time. So it's like bound to be busy no matter what. And it's just the hardest when it's one ticket after another and it's like 6 top, 8 top, 10 top. And you just feel like you're burning. About 2 weeks ago, the owner asked me if I wanted to come in early and kind of take the prep shift away, so the person who was coming in to do only prep could be on the line at night and they wouldn't have to work 7 days a week, which I said fine, because during the week I was only coming in for a 7-hour shift and I'm driving a lot to that shift. So I said fine, but he had made it sound kind of, from what I understood, up in the air, so I didn't know if we'd go through with it. So the following week, around noon, I'm going to take my mom out to the store, and I get a text from the chef saying, hey, can you pull some octopus out to defrost, and can you put some duck legs in the oven? And I'm like, oh no. There's got to be a reason why she's texting me right now, because she doesn't, send me info during the day ever. So little did I know, that week's schedule went into my spam folder. Even though I have this girl as a contact and her email saved, went into my spam folder, and I didn't know they had scheduled me for 10 a.m. instead of my usual 2 p.m. So I just texted her and said, I didn't know. This was not made clear to me. I was very upset about this. I don't know, whatever. That got sorted out. So I went in at 10 a.m. the next day, and this was the first time. I mean, I have done all along prep just for my station, which isn't like the big things, but so last Wednesday I had 6 hours of prep time before service started. And I made a very funny attempt at doing, French onion soup, spatzel. That was pretty difficult. And something else. I was making like some potato salad, but the chef had given me this really long list of things to make, which I didn't even understand either. If the agreement was that I was going to finish all of it, because I was like trying to work nonstop and multitask, and I technically couldn't even finish one thing because onion soup takes like a year to make. And that was really one of the longest days of my life, because I don't know if they hate me and they just won't tell me straight up, because there I was for an 11.5-hour shift, and at 8:30, before dinner service was going to end in half an hour, 30 people walked in. I'm not kidding. Separate tables, but still. And also that day, the ticket printer ran out of paper, unbeknownst to me, because the only way that I know in my station that there's a new order is I'll hear the ticket printer make a little doot-doot-doot noise. Everyone else has a screen they're looking at, not me. So they start asking me, where's this? Where's that? I'm just like, guys, what cheese board? What ratatouille? What order? What are you guys talking about? Yeah, order after order was coming in, and I just didn't know. No one picked up on it either until it was too late. So that was really an extremely challenging day. All leading up to my sort of dilemma right now is, when I first accepted this job, it was under the agreement that it was just for the summer, just for 3 months, which is something I didn't really tell anyone around me, because I didn't want to make it sound like, I don't know, I was just hopping on some summer gig and throwing away my old job, or that there was any thought that I would actually go back to whatever. I really could have had this as a second job all along, but with my current physical and mental health, it's really not possible for me. But anyway, one week I had asked the chef, hey, how long are we going to be open for 7 days a week? And she said, they were planning on stopping at Labor Day, but things have been going pretty well, that she thinks they can have it run till January 1st. So I said, okay, because in my mind, I'm like, is this still our agreement? Am I going to go? But then the following week, she just happened to say, oh yeah, now that we're going to extend it longer, do you want to keep working here? The position's open. And I just said, let me think about it. But prior to this, all along, I've been thinking, wow, I can't wait for the end of August, because I really want to get out of here. It's extremely difficult. It's not like, it could be worse. I keep telling myself that. I keep reminding myself of all of the things I didn't like about my last job. And also a big plus, there's no one there that I straight up don't like. They're all younger than me, which is fine. I could never truly befriend them because of the 10-year age gap. I really feel, still am not told my age, but yeah. At this point, maybe it's okay. There's nothing about it that I love. And I think because I've showed up at my last job, definitely, and maybe the one before that, with a giant chip on my shoulder, that I'm like, I'll do anything, guys, I'm staying. That now I don't have that, because I've started this job so easily. I haven't been unemployed in, a year and a half. So I'm like feeling positive that I'm not so worried about being unemployed. But the number one reason why I still keep this job is just the difficulty of finding a new one and wanting to be employed. Yes, I need money like anyone else. I'm not independently wealthy. But I'm ready. Sooner be ready to live as a hobo than suffer at this job. I don't know how the kids there do it, because it's terrible. A couple clips back, I'm realizing the issue is not shakiness, but more so the wind and the audio, so sorry about that. I have thought about getting a mic, but I'm just trying my best to need the gear and then get it, and not just stockpile on gear and then never actually film anything. There's that wind. Anyway, I really like coming to this town. An old friend of mine, fellow photographer, worked and had businesses in downtown here in the past, so lots of good positive memories here. Anyway, final thing I'll say about the job, why I really am letting it go, is just because of the very far drive. It's 45 minutes easily from my house, so even though I only work 3 days a week, I probably sound like a very lazy person here, but like I said, my car is old, it has a lot of miles. I feel like I'm just accelerating its death, and I don't want to do that. So I feel like I'll most likely be telling them that this is it for me, guys. I don't really think they'll have any issue hiring anyone. I haven't checked in a minute to see if that coffee shop nearish my house is still hiring. I'm like hesitant to apply because I'm always just like, oh, I only get one shot at this. Though, if anyone asks me if I have barista experience, at this point, I'm just gonna say yes, because technically I do, though it's very minimal. And the most ironic and funniest thing is at my current job, no one has ever seen my resume. No one. Which just proves resumes do not matter at all. I have my health food safety certification, and no one even knows I'm undercover, which also that reminds me of probably my biggest pet peeve about this job is that they're not following health standards as well as I would like. The last place I was working at maybe ruined me because it was really the premier standard for doing everything exactly right. Random thing that really bothers me about this place is that they do not date or label anything, which I don't know if the rules are different for your food storage, because there's a lot of items not in the kitchen. I know all that stuff you'd need to be labeling with its common name and its allergens, but in the food storage there's like 20 deli containers of stuff and I can't tell them apart. So, but everyone is just very lax and casual about that. Just little things that I do different that ultimately, I guess it's a me problem and I should get over, but I can't seem to. Anyway, I don't have much of a big firmed up plan right now. I should probably eat at some point today. I'm surprised I've been fasting for as long as I have, considering I did exercise. Probably eat at some point, but other than that, I think we're supposed to go to the movies, which is something I've probably done about 2, maybe 3 times since COVID happened, but got that going. Probably plenty now. Just was looking over some of that footage, and one thing I will clarify is thankfully I whined and complained enough about having an permanent 11.5-hour shift to the chef who makes the schedule that she said, "Hey, do you want to come in at noon? That's a long day." And I said, "Sure." So it's only 9.5 hours, which is at least a little more realistic than almost 12, though I've done that many times in the past. But like I said, I'm old now, so I'm not exactly what I signed up for. So anyway, supposed to go to the movies now. I'll see you there. You can see the theater is packed. The previews are outrageous. Just got out of the movie. It was good. Very, very peaceful. Very, just a big vibe, I guess. I've surprisingly never seen the movie until now. I was very familiar with it. I've always seen the merch. I knew the theme song for it immediately, but somehow I've never seen it till now. So you can check that off. We saw Ponyo whenever they came out with that for one weekend too. And all I can say is definitely glad I saw the subtitled one, because at the end they were showing extra footage of interviews and stuff, and there was some of the dub, and oh man, it sounded horrible, terrible. It's not even worth watching at that point. But anyway, yeah, I could say more, but I won't. Maybe a lot of people have already seen it. But yeah, that wraps things up for me for my day. Not a whole lot more to say about it. back to work tomorrow, unfortunately. And that's that. So, thanks for watching.